of our CIDL collaborative teaching group of EPC 522. And of course, Dr. Abdullah, we can't thank you enough for allocating your time to be with us in Akademi Pengajian Bahasa UiTM Shah Alam amidst your tight schedule. In fact, I know
My
you just
pleasure.
got back from your Sarawak trip,
I
right?
just got back from Kuching
Correct.
yesterday.
Thanks for being with us to share with us your experience and expertise in the field of applied drama in education, especially. Yeah. Now, before I pass the mic to Dr. Abdullah, allow me to give a bit of introduction about our esteemed guest speaker. Now, Dr. Abdullah and we actually have known each other for quite some time. Way back in 1990s, we were together in the BEd TESOL program, the training program between Maktab Perguruan Ilmu Khas MPIK Cheras in KL with University of Exeter in the UK. Now, and quite recently, we were reconnected thanks to the social media.
Thanks to Facebook.
It's a pleasure to know that we are actually sharing this common interest and passion in drama, in education, drama and communication. So, Alhamdulillah, today we've managed to arrange this meeting, although it's still virtual, yeah, Dr. Abdullah?
Yeah,
But we were also, contemplating whether we should be doing this face-to-face or not, but hopefully in future we can have you face-to-face, yeah? Okay, so Dr. Abdullah Nawi is a senior lecturer in the Language Academy, University of Technology Malaysia, Johor, teaching university English proficiency courses and training undergraduate teachers in TESOL. He holds a PhD in education from the University of Canterbury, New Zealand, and specializing in applied drama and English language learning. Also, reflective practice, qualitative research techniques, communication, public speaking, nonverbal communication training, languages, and the list goes on. I think it should be enough for now, yeah, Dr. Abdullah? I can see that you can't wait to start right now. Okay, so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Abdullah Muhammad Nawi. Over to you, Doctor.
Thank you very much, Puan Zama. My friend from way back, and it's always a pleasure. And in fact, when she told me she was doing drama, I was like, wow, okay, someone in Malaysia who's interested in this. Okay, so first of all, what do you guys see right now? Because how I normally do it is, are you seeing a grid right now, or are you all seeing my face?
Your face.
Just my face, yeah. So you're focusing
on the slides.
Okay, facing the slides. Okay, so not the grid, yeah. If you are looking, if you do see a grid and just a small box in my face, then in the WebEx, what you should do is you should click on layout at the top right, and then either pick stack or pick side by side. So that one, then it will focus on the person speaking, hopefully me. If you don't see that, please tell me what you see, yeah? Because the way I do it is I control my slides within my box and not present like you would normally present.
I think you find there, click side by side, and I can see you clearly, very big.
Okay, good, awesome. All right,
so I would like to welcome the KPP, Datin Dr. Aini.
Oh, Datin Aini is here. Right, cool.
Well, thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, right. So let's get started, shall we? And just an introduction about myself. I need to tell you all a little bit about myself, not because I'm a narcissist, but because of the relevance to the subject matter. So one of the things which According to Aristotle, if you are speaking to a group of people and you want to convince them of something, there are 3 modes of persuasion. And the first one is the ethos, which is to build your credibility. So if I don't build my credibility, then you're going to go like, who is this guy? Why should I listen to him? So, right, I will tell you guys a little bit about myself. Yeah, so my name is Abdullah Muhammad Nawi, and I'm a senior lecturer at in University Technology Malaysia, UTM. I am the former Deputy Dean of UTM Corporate Affairs. Quite some time back, former Assistant Dean for External and Global Engagement for my faculty, the Faculty of Social Sciences and Humanities, and I held that position for 3.5 years, just about, and I stepped down in February, so now I am just senior lecturer. I've had 20 years, more or less, in fact, more than 20 years of teaching and training in 3 different countries. In Malaysia, the bulk of it. New Zealand would be the second biggest bulk, and some time teaching in the United Kingdom. So I've had quite a bit of experience in that area, teaching various groups of students, ranging from children to adults, from East Asians, Korea, right up to Russians, and even to some native speakers themselves, actually, when they need my help. I'm a communication coach where I also train people how to communicate, how to get their message across in the most efficient manner and in the most convincing manner possible. And that is partly due to my experience in drama. So one of the things that I'm hoping that you will be able to do, because your subject is drama, yeah? I'm hoping that what you would be able to do is you would be able to take the skills and transfer them to your daily life, which is, alhamdulillah, what I've been doing for the past 20 years. I'm a former member of Drama New Zealand, former because, well, I'm here in Malaysia and it doesn't make sense for me to continue my membership there. And I don't teach drama per se, because in UTM, we do not have performing arts, but I do teach drama in education. So the drama that I teach is how to use drama techniques, and how to transplant them and use them within the language learning environment. And so that's basically what I do. And it all started quite some time ago. Let me tell you a little bit about my drama journey. And I don't know about you, but I am passionate about drama, and I think most of you here are passionate as well. This is something I know the lecturers are, when you talk about it, and they're like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's something that we love. If we didn't love this, we wouldn't be doing it. Because as a lecturer, you could be teaching so many other things. But we love drama. And for me, there is a very personal learning journey that started off when I was a boy. And that time, this was in Bath in the United Kingdom. I was actually born and raised in the United Kingdom, which is why you still hear a little bit of the British accent when I speak. It's not the action one. It's a real British accent, but it's been modified somewhat. So when I was around 8 or 9, um, I was walking down the corridor and a teacher came up to me. Now, we're all afraid of this teacher. This teacher's name was Mr. Jeffrey. And Mr. Jeffrey, he stopped me at the hall. And I was just thinking, like, what did I do? So he goes like, you, young man, you. And I was like, oh, I think I'm going to be in trouble. What do I do? You were absolutely brilliant yesterday. And I was like, oh, what? And as it turns out that he was referring to a performance that I had done with a group of students from different schools. It was about ancient Egypt, and I was just a slave. But I realized something. I realized that before this, nobody told me that I was good. Then I realized that it was something that I enjoyed, and it was definitely something that I was passionate about. So when I came back to Malaysia, now this is where the problem happened. The problem when I came back to Malaysia was I suddenly found um, and this has nothing to do with trying to talk bad about anything. But as a boy, I found that the lessons that I faced in the Malaysian schools were very boring. And I think this is probably something which you probably might have experienced. I don't know. A lot of the work was very textbook based. It's look at this, read this, do this, and everybody's sitting down at the tables, very, very teacher centric during that time. So I thought to myself, this couldn't be it. There has to be a better way to learn. So this brought me back to the days where I enjoyed learning through drama. I enjoyed the process of drama. I enjoyed learning language through drama. I enjoyed everything about drama. And I thought to myself, man, if only we did this. And so that was what I did. I started in college, where in college I acted, I directed a few plays. I did research on drama for my final year project for B.Ed. I did it for my M.Ed. And I even did drama for my PhD, applied drama in English language learning. And each stage I got deeper and deeper into the skills that were required, both to act and also to teach. And here you can see that this is some of the work that I did using drama. This was using drama in New Zealand where I did my research, and I also did research in the Malaysian classrooms as well, and the students really, really enjoyed it. And I thought to myself, yes, this is the way, this is what we should do. So you could see here that the students, they were all engaged. These were rural, semi-rural students who wouldn't really know how to speak English. But because of the way it was taught, they were motivated. And thus, this encouraged me to have a deeper exploration into what drama had to offer. And during the PhD, I even got to learn from some of the masters. This is Miller and Saxton, where I attended a workshop with them. And these lovely ladies, they're Canadians, and they are experts in the field of drama, and they wrote this book, Into the Story. So if you're in drama, I would highly recommend go try and find this book, and you'll be able to see a lot more of how to use drama in the language classroom, which led me to theorize a lot of things. And among them is how drama transformed the learning from a two-dimensional journey to a three-dimensional one. And with the theorizing, I even taught Johor teachers how to use drama within the language classroom. So that is me and why I love drama. But now I want to hear from you. So everybody, this is what I want you to do. Can you please scan the QR code? So when you scan the QR code, you are going to be brought to a page, a Padlet. Now, this is the thing, yeah. When I teach or when I'm giving any lecture of any sort, I am a very interactive person. I don't believe in talking just to myself. So first of all, I want to see if there are people here. Now, in the WebEx chat, please type 1 if you are here and you're feeling awesome. Please type 2 if you're here and you're feeling, oh no, not too bad. Please type 3 if you're feeling, oh my God, what am I doing here? Do that now in the WebEx chat. Let's go. All right. Yes. Oh, lots of ones there. Awesome. Wow. And I'm just thinking that is this just because your lecturers are here? But it's awesome to hear from you guys. And okay, good. Now, this is what I want you to do, yeah? Now, I want to know a little bit about you. I always believe that this is something which is very important. So, what I want you to do is I want you to go on the Padlet through the QR code that I have just provided. And what I want you to do is I would like you to go there. Okay, I'll just share screen with you, yeah? Okay, good job. Let me go to the WebEx. Where's the WebEx? Okay, share screen 2. Okay, share. Okay, so if you follow the link, you should go here. I don't see anybody here so far, so which means you haven't done so. Can you do that now, please? So when you're here, what you do is... Oh, okay, sorry. This is not the one. Sorry, guys. Hang on. This is not the one. This is me. This is the one. Okay, patut pun. Okay. This is the one. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Miss Moon. Awesome. So this is what I want you to do. Get a photo of yourself, put yourself in, get your name, and one interesting fact about you. So there should be about 50 responses. Do that now. I'll give you a minute or two to do that. Let's go. Come on. I want to get to know you just a bit more. Okay, so currently we have 1. Okay. Very simple, yeah, guys. Not asking you to do a karangan or anything. Just a simple name and just one sentence, something about yourself. Come on, let's go. So far, there's only 1 here. Okay, and let me just do one as well. Okay, then Padlet. All right, awesome. Second one in, Lukman or Mika. Okay. Okay, so 3 done. Come on, guys, it's taking you so long. Very, very simple thing to do. Come on. Very, very simple. Just your name and something you can do. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna share the link again just in case, yeah, because just now okay. Just in case you missed that. Okay, so that's the link. Give you one more minute and then we'll proceed, yeah? Okay, let's see how we're doing. All right, much better. Baru ada short sikit. Okay, 30 seconds more. Ten seconds more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Thank you, those who have shared. Lovely. Wow. Go UiTM. Okay. Not bad. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 1, 2, 3, about 20 plus out of 60. Okay lah. I'll take it. Okay, so you love to draw. So Kiss loves to eat. You know, I've been in a few countries. I've taught in a few countries. You know, when you ask, let's say, for example, in New Zealand, when you ask language learners, right, what do you like to do? What are your hobbies? You know, they'd be going like, oh, I love traveling. I love skydiving. I love extreme sports. I love to do this. I love to do that. All those things. And I go back to Malaysia and I ask my students like, what do you love to do? Guess what the number one answer is? What do you think? Number one answer is
Sleep.
I love. That's right. I love to sleep. I, I was like, no, no, no. Sleeping is not a hobby. So I love to sleep. And number two, I love to eat. And then number three, maybe I love to watch TV. So, oh my God, we are so different. Okay, all right, but it's awesome here now. Oh, wow, okay. Atira used to play the saxophone. Nice, awesome. Shara loves outdoor activities, singing and baking, music, arts. Ah, sunrise and sunset. Oh man, that's awesome. Wow, music. Sharifa Nur Farhana, books and snakes. Oh my God, seriously, you like books and snakes? Usually people are afraid of snakes. Okay, Sarah says she can't live without chicken. I'm sure that now is probably a hard time for you, Sarah. Because chicken is so hard to find. You love cats, okay. Ayam Saramu as a pet, awesome. Okay, all right. Thank you very much for sharing, guys. That's awesome. Okay, thank you. Now I feel that I know a little bit more about you. At a short skit, eh? Okay, where are we? Okay, so I'm here. Right. So that's who you are. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's go and start the crux of today. Yeah. So this is what I want to ask you. So what do you want to learn today? Just to get a feel for the room. Yeah. So please follow the link. You can either go to menti.com and input the code 20128419 or just go through the QR code and you should be brought to a Mentimeter page where we're going to do a little word cloud. Yeah. So let's fill in right now. What do you want to learn today? Just one word, or what are you expecting to learn today? Let's go. Come on.
One word, yeah, Doc?
Yeah, just one word, because we want to build a word cloud. Right. Okay. Nice. It's starting to come in. You want to learn today one word answer, one word. Okay. Yep. All right. Really good. Okay. Okay, we have 19 respondents so far. I know that there should be around at least 40 of you, or at least 40. Let's have about 40 answers. Very nice. Okay, and I will present this in real time, so then we can see what's going on. Yeah, where is, okay, so this is that share screen 2, share. Okay, that's what you should be seeing. Okay, let's have a look and see what are the words that you're expecting. Awesome. Okay, so we have so everyone's saying communication. Okay, good. So the big words are communication, drama, of course, emotion, and emotions is second. That's awesome, because that's one of the things that we're going to be accessing and we're going to be having a look at today, which is how to access emotions, and we're going to be doing a deep dive into characterization, because through characterization can you connect with your emotions. All right, great. So let's have a look and see what else do we have. Emotions, techniques, acting, emotion, expression. Very good. Brave, performance, excitement, feelings, confidence. Okay, good. All right. Thank you. Okay, so we've had 50 responses for that, and that's a pretty good word cloud there, actually. So I'm just going to take a snapshot of this word cloud, and you can use it anytime you want. Okay, and I'll pass the word clouds to Puanzama later on. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing that one, and we should be back to my screen, yeah? Okay. All right, now there's another one which I'm going to ask you to do. Okay, hang on, let me just change the Mentimeter, what's being presented. Hang on, there's another one. Okay, talk questions. Okay, all right, now, next, this is what I would like you to do, yeah? I want you to go to this Mentimeter, and it's another page, and then this, you don't have to do this now, but anytime throughout the session, if you want to ask questions, any questions you feel, any burning questions that you want to ask here, and then I'll go through them during the Q&A session right at the end. Yeah, we may not have time to go through all of them, but I'll try my best, and let's see. Okay, so you can ask me anything, whether it's experience, whether it's acting techniques, whether it's how to use this in the language classroom, whatever it is. So you can follow the link there, and you can ask me. Yeah. So can I just confirm that you guys are seeing this page, because I just afraid that it might be the wrong QR code. That's the thing when you're working with QR codes, you say, you don't know if it can be the wrong one. So I'm just going to share. This one, yeah? Okay, good. So that's right. So you have that one, yeah? Okay, good. So I'll just stop sharing. Okay, right. So now we've gotten the niceties out of the way and we are getting to the crux of the talk, yeah? So the structure of today's talk, yeah? So we're going to be looking at these things. Now, we're going to be looking at, number one, why is drama important for communication? What's the connection? Why do drama in order to communicate? Or why learn communication in order to do drama? They actually work both ways. Simply because if you've heard of this expression, does life imitate art or does art imitate life? And actually, it's just two sides of the same coin. So we're going to be looking at why we do this, and then we're going to be going through verbal and non-verbal communication in drama. And we're going to be looking at some special ways in which you can unleash your latent drama skills. And for this talk specifically, I'm going to be focusing on characterization. Now, characterization is awesome. I can't fit a whole course for you guys because that's going to be many, many hours. So I've condensed some very useful tips for you guys so that it should help you in learning this subject. Yeah. And finally, we're going to be looking at some challenges of this new normal or this new era. But again, it's still changing, right? Because before this, it was a virtual, and now you can have virtual, hybrid. Now things are coming back together. It may even be time to go on stage again. So we'll see how things go. Yeah. And at the end, I'll deal with the questions and answers. Okay. So that's the general structure of the talk. Now, let's have a look at this. Now, I want to ask a question to people here. Yeah. Where is, okay, participants. Okay, participants. All right. Okay, participants. Okay. So I want to ask you guys this question. What is the relationship between drama and communication? We've talked a little bit about it, but I want to hear your thoughts. I'm gonna ask Christina Balkis. Okay, Christina, let's go. Tiba-tiba terkejut. Alamak, panggil nama ke? Yes, come on, Christina, let's go. Okay, cepat. I want to hear. Like I said, my sessions are always interactive. I never talk alone. Okay, come on, Christina.
Can I answer that?
Yes. Okay, good. So we have Hanif here. Okay.
It's about conveying messages,
Mm-hmm.
exchange information.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's about conveying messages and exchanging information. Okay, anything else?
Maybe thoughts or opinions.
Thoughts and opinions. Okay, so you do that in both drama and through communication. Okay, all right, good. Thank you very much, Hanif. All right, give him a round of applause. Woohoo! Okay, again. Now I'm gonna call another name. Christina tadi tu dia terus tak nak jawab tadi. Go call another person. Another person is, let's hear from Nur Marlisa. Let's go, Marlisa. Come on.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, let's go, Marlisa.
Yes. So in my opinion, drama is when it's a platform where you can express your emotions, whereby communication is rather general. Like right now we are communicating. Drama is a different thing. We express our emotions and we have scripts and all that. So that is what I thought of drama and communication.
Okay, so you're saying that okay, so could you repeat what you said about drama again? So you said it's a platform for what was it? Platform for?
It's a platform for us to express our emotions.
Express emotions. Okay, all right. And
Because
communication?
let's say if we are given a script and we're just being monotonous without any emotions, then the drama will not be effective.
Okay, good. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's drama, but then you said that communication isn't that. Why isn't communication the same thing?
Well, in drama, there is communication, but communication to me is a rather broad word.
Okay.
We can
Mhm.
define communication in different terms. For example, like right now we're communicating. Communicating can be verbal and non-verbal.
Okay.
Yes,
Yep.
that's
Mhm.
what I think about.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Marlisa. Let's give Marlisa a round of applause. Yeah. Okay. Let's hear from one more person, and then I'll give a bit of a commentary on it. Let's hear from Myra. Myra Tasha. Let's go. Myra ke Mira? I'm not sure. Come on, Mira / Myra. Tasha. Puan Zama, this is exactly how we know if the students are in class or not, yeah? So you can take notes on who is in class and who's not in class. Okay, so that
Dr.
might
Abdullah, you can call
Yeah.
out for Shamil. I'm sure he's got something to say.
Shamil. Okay, let's go, Shamil. All right. Let's go,
I've been
Shamil.
summoned, I see.
Yes, you have been summoned. Okay, let's go.
Okay, so the question again?
Okay, what is the relationship? It's right there. What is the relationship between drama and communication?
So, relationship between drama is about relationship. Okay. One thing, relationship means like similarities and stuff. Okay. For me, I would say both express informations like the one that Hani has already mentioned.
Mhm.
But again, for me, both related to life. So just how real it is or how realistic it is. It's something like for me, drama, in a sense, drama is a fictional settings, while communication are used in real time form. You know, like trying to convey
Okay.
the real thing. Well,
All
drama for
right.
me
Okay.
can be fake or fictional. Well, communication usually leads to factual things. So for me,
Okay.
it's about the
All
truth
right.
or not.
Good. So what I'm hearing is, I think what you're saying is communication is real and drama is fictional. That's, I think, getting the essence of that, right? Right, Shamil? That's the essence of it?
Okay. Yeah, like, but in a sense, both are used to convey information.
Okay, good. So both are used to convey information, but I think there was a distinction between communication being real life and drama being not real life. Okay, good. Right. That's a really good answer as well. Now, my question to you guys, there's another question that I want to ask you. Okay, so we've heard real life, we've heard not real life, not real, and real, and communication. So both are used both are used to express emotion and messages. Okay, fine. Now, question to you guys right now is, do you act every day? Yes or no? Everybody, please put in Y if you feel you act every day, and put N if you feel you don't act every day. Go and do that. Let's see. This is interesting. I'm not talking about acting as in like going to class and then putting on a play. All right. Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. So we have, well, multiple yeses here. Well, okay, good. Now, why do you feel, why is your answer yes? Sarah Sharin, why is your answer yes?
I feel like it's because sometimes whatever I express on a daily basis, it's not even what I actually feel or what I actually want to convey. So it's like acting. I'm being fake, sometimes I feel like that. Yeah.
But does that mean that you are a fake person?
Not necessarily, but it does feel like I'm acting because I'm not really speaking from the heart or whatever I'm thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. What would happen if people didn't act every day? What would happen if people didn't act? That's a very interesting question. Sarah, can you answer the question? What would happen if people didn't act?
Okay, maybe depending on the situation, as in like sometimes when I say I'm acting, it's like I'm trying to avoid issues or arguments. So if I'm like being honest, if I don't act, then I'm probably gonna start arguing with that person. Yeah.
That's very true. That's very true. Guys, we act every day. We put on a drama every day. Why? How? Well, think about this. When you talk with your friends, when you speak with your friends, is that the real you? I'm just thinking to yourself, is it? Okay. When you talk with your boss or maybe your lecturers, do you use the same methods of communication that you use with your friends? Yes or no? Basically, what I'm asking is, do you talk to everyone the same way? You don't,
No.
right?
No.
It's impossible, right? It's
No.
impossible, right? So does that mean that you are being hypocritical? It doesn't. It's just the way we are. And that is how ingrained drama actually is in our lives. Because drama is basically just another form of you putting on an act. So what we do every day is we put an act every day. So if you actually have a look, what's the relationship between drama and real life and communication? The relationship is that it is a direct relationship. In drama and in real life, you need the same skill sets. So whatever you learn in real life, you can apply to your drama. And whatever you learn in your drama, you can apply to real life. This is a very interesting phrase to remember. Acting is part of the human experience. And that is so very, very important. So if anyone asks you the next time, oh, and you say, I'm doing drama, and they go like, oh, lakon lah, apa lah, you tell them, kau tak sedar ke kau hari-hari kau berlakon? Right? Okay, so we've established that. Now let's go on to the first section of the focus, which is we're going to have a look at verbal communication. And as everybody knows, when you talk about verbal communication, what is it? It's using your mouth, right? So verbal communication. And here we're not just talking about facial expressions, because facial expressions is partly verbal, but is mostly non-verbal. And one of the things that we want to do is when we learn how to speak, when we learn how to express ourselves, especially on stage, we learn quickly that speaking on stage is different than speaking normally, right? Normally you can mumble and people will be like, okay. On stage, if you mumble, people are not going to understand. So what you need to be able to do is you need to be able to do exercises for your vocal cords and your muscles. And I'm going to teach you, a really, I think you may have done it before, but whatever it is, I absolutely love doing this. So everybody, right now, what I want you to do is you've got to do this, right? Don't just go and turn on your cameras and turn off your cameras and they're just baring atakatil or whatever. Don't do that stuff. Don't do that. I know that you do that. Don't do that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna walk you through some exercises that actors do for vocal warm-up, and among them is readying their facial muscles. Yeah. Zama, have they do they do this in class? Have they done this, all this warm-ups and everything? I'm sure they do, right? They do. Okay, never mind. Let's do a few with me. Okay, so a few that I love. Now, the first one is I love doing the stretching of the muscles here, and I love to start with relaxing this chubby thing here. So what I want to do is I want you to do this, just to blow air outside of your lips and do this. I want you to do that, yeah? Now, we're going to be a bit weird, and I want everybody to turn on their mics and blow into their mics and do this. Ready? Ready, ready, ready? Come on, ready. Okay. But turn on your mics. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right. Wow, that's awesome. Wow. Bawal is spotting sikit kan. Okay. So first of all is without your vocal cords, yeah? So no sound. It's just the, and what it should do is if you're doing this, you're doing it wrong. So what you should be aiming for is the flexibility of this. So it shouldn't be, but it should sound. Okay, all right. Now, next we're gonna add voice to this, yeah? So everybody just say anything. You can say while doing this. So it's gonna sound like. Okay, ready? Turn on your mics. Turn on your mics. Get ready. Siapa lagi spotting, dia akan turn on dia punya kamera. Lagi best. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, give yourselves a round of applause. Siapa-siapa yang buat tu? You guys are awesome. Spotting, baru, best. Now, what does that do? That actually helps you to loosen these parts, yeah? The looser your muscles are, the more equipped they are for activity. If they're very tight, it becomes very difficult. So we have that. The next one that I like to do is I like to do the A-E-I-O-U. Yeah, so doing the vowels, and we call them exaggerated vowels. And this, and what you do is just simply say the vowels. So A, you go A, and then you go E, you go E, and then you want to go. So it's R. Okay, hang on. Yeah, A-E-I-O-O-U. It's R-E-A. No, it's R-A-E. A, E, O, U. Okay, so we're going to start with A. Ready? So A, make sure you exaggerate and you stretch all this. Ready? 3, 2, 1. A. do that, you should feel all this. Okay, next, let's do the air. Ready? Air. Okay, next, what you should do the E. Ready? E. Next, do the O. Ready? Go. O. And next, do the oo. Ready? Go. Ooh. You've done that, you would have done a reasonably good stretch of your face muscles. So we begin with that. Now, that's not the whole thing. Why is verbal communication important? The first thing is that it relays your message. And the second thing is that it will affect how people perceive your message. So we're going to go through a concept called this: voice modulation. And have you heard of voice modulation before? Yes or no? Type in Y if you have, and N if you haven't. The term voice modulation. Have you heard that before? Okay, all right, good. So something new here, but they are things that you already know. Now, what are they? Now, have you noticed that you can say anything and have it mean however you want it to mean? Basically, sometimes it's not the message, it's how you deliver the message. And today we're going to be learning about the 4 Ps. What are they? Now, this is awesome. The 4 Ps are pitch, power, pace, and pauses. Now, they're called by many things, but these 4 elements are easy to remember. So first of all, when we talk about the pitch, what do we talk about? We talk about how the voice goes up or the voice goes down. So it can go up, it can go up, da, 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 da. It can go da, 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 da. It can go fast, it can go slow, it can go powerful, or it can go very, very mute. The pace, when we talk about the pace, we talk about the speed. So if you say something very slow like this, what are you doing? If you say something very fast like this, what are you doing? What's the message if you go very fast? What's the message if you go very slow? And last but not least, this is among my favorites. How do you use pauses? I'll tell you how. I'm going to say 2 things. I'm going to say one without a pause, and the second one with a pause. The first one. Ladies and gentlemen, what we need to do right now is we need to come together. We need to come together in order to survive, because if we don't come together, we won't survive. 1. For 2, same thing, or rather the same, but with pauses. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to come together to survive, because if we don't come together, we won't survive. You see the difference there? Same thing, but what did I do? I modulated, especially using a pause at the end for dramatic effect. So these are the 4 P's. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little experiment. Now, what I want you to do is I would like you to, I'm going to call upon a name, and that student has to read this. Don't worry about it. This is just something from my thesis. The message is, don't worry about the message. Right now, what I want you to do is I want you to practice using voice modulation. So meaning to say, when I say change your pitch and make it go high, you make it go high. When I say make it go low, you make it go low. When I go fast, I want you to go fast. And when you go slow, I want you to go slow. Okay, ready? All right. So let's start off with mana tadi tu? Tadi I saw Mika. Okay, Mika, are you ready, Mika?
Okay. This
Okay.
thesis is a reflective exploration of the use and impact of using drama
Okay, now go slow.
in the AFL classroom. It stems from the problem of
Now I
secondary
want you
school
to
English
lower
language
your
learning
voice.
Malaysia, where current teaching practice appears
Lower, go lower.
to have led to
There you go. Now
of
it's
the
changing.
standard of English as a second language in school level and university.
Now go high
This problem resonates
and
with
go
my
fast.
own experience at school as a secondary school student and
All
ESL.
right, thank you, Mika. Let's give Mika a round of applause. Okay, all right, that was fun. Now, I want to ask you guys, every single time he changed, did you feel that there was a difference? I mean, this is something that made no sense because, you know, this was from a thesis, but the way he said it. Now, I want to ask you guys, what did you feel? Did you feel anything? I want you to type your responses in the chat of the WebEx right now. What did you feel as Mika was going through the different changes of his tone, his speed, going up, going down, and all these things? What did you notice? What did you feel? Did you feel that they or were they just the same to you? Go. All right, let's go. Okay. So Fatiha says exhausted. All right. Annoyed by the inconsistency, set into a panic. Okay, what else? What else? Shocked. Okay. All right. Okay, so you were shocked because he was doing everything all at once, yeah? Now, we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna connect it to real life now, right? So thank you, Mika. Now I'm gonna ask somebody else, yeah? Let's go and hear from Nurul Anissa. Just now I saw Nurul Anissa. Anissa, are you there?
Left the meeting, I think. Maybe the line is not good.
Okay, line is not good. Okay. Shahira Muzaffar, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, Shahira. Now, what I'm going to do is this, yeah? I'm going to share the same slide again, but this time what I want you to do is I want you to go through a range of emotions, right? So the first one is I want you to read this in a normal tone. And then I'm going to give you some emotions, and I want you to translate that emotion into your reading. You understand?
Yes.
Good, awesome. Okay, so let's Sad. Okay, go.
Bismillah. This thesis is a reflective exploration of the use and impact of using drama pedagogy
Happy.
in the ESL classroom. It stems from the problem of secondary school English language learning in Malaysia, where current teaching practices appear to have led to the
Angry.
decline of the standard of English as a second language in school leavers and university graduates. This problem resonates with my own experiences at school as a secondary school student
Sad.
and ESL teachers and later as a teacher trainer.
Okay, now I want you
Consequently,
to slow down your speech just a little when you go to sad. Don't have the same speed.
okay, consequently, these experiences led me to explore alternative or supplementary teaching methodologies that could enhance the ESL learning experience,
Very, very, very sad.
drawing initially from drama techniques such as
Slow down more.
those advocated by Melly and Dove 1983.
All right, let's give Shahira a round of applause, everybody. Now, now do you see the connection between voice modulation and emotion? Every emotion has a different set of voice modulation cues. For example, a sad person doesn't normally talk fast, right? Let's say you're sad, right? So, hey guys, I'm sad. I'm really sad right now. I'm really sad because my mom didn't give me ice cream, and then after that, I stepped on my cat, and instead of crying, you're gonna laugh, right? Because why did you find that funny? Why did you laugh? It's because it's incongruous. The performance that you are doing, because you're going fast where you should be going slow, detaches the audience's experience. Reality, suspension of reality is broken. So one of the things that you need to be able to do is you need, now this, I actually do this like one or two whole classes for this. So today we're just going to be covering the basics. But one of the things that you need to do is you need to figure out what cues belong to what emotions. So for example, Shahira, when you were doing happy, how did you interpret that happy voice that you did? What did you do to your voice when you were happy?
I usually make it a little bit high pitches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a bit
Why?
high.
Why did you make it high pitched?
Because from my personal experience, when I'm happy, my voice always go a bit higher.
Right, good. And that doesn't happen when you're sad, right? If it does happen, you're a psychopath.
Yeah.
All right, okay, good. So that's the point here. You have to figure out what cues belong where. And a good place to start is ask yourself, what do I do when I feel this particular emotion? And then you practice just reading anything. You see, the thing is now, if you have an actual script, that's good. If you don't have an actual script, it doesn't matter, because the exercise that you want to do is not so much of the script, it's of the reading of it, injecting emotion using voice modulation. So powerful, not powerful, up, down, soft, hard, slow, fast. So all these things you need to be aware of, and you need to practice that. Yeah. Okay, right. So we're 1 hour down and it's 4 o'clock already. Oh my God. Wow. Time just flies. And I haven't even gotten halfway yet. Okay, all right. So everybody's going like very talented, Shahira. So amazing, Shahira. That was amazing. That was really good. I really enjoyed myself. You're on the right career path, I think, Shahira. Okay, right. Let's go on to the next one. Yeah. So that was verbal communication and some of the ways you can develop verbal communication. And that is through number one, getting your face ready to talk. There's more voice work going on there, but we don't have time for that. But there's the other one, which is to inject emotion by using voice modulation. Yeah. So let's move on to the next one, which is non-verbal communication. And why is non-verbal communication important? Do you know that 70% of communication is nonverbal? Did you know that? When you speak, only 30% of what you say registers. 70% comes from the way you say it. So that's why you need to be able to practice both verbal and non-verbal. And for today, we're going to start with the face. And this is going to be really, really interesting. So what I want you to do now is we're going to have another activity. And can you please follow that link to a Padlet? All right, let's go. Come on. Follow that link to a Padlet. Do that now, please. Okay, so you should be at the Padlet where it says drama dash the face, right? Now. Now, one thing which we really need to be aware of is how our emotions come across this canvas. Remember that sometimes what you say doesn't really matter, but it's the way you say it. So even though you say something which may be good, but if your face doesn't tally and your face looks angry or it doesn't look muka tak ikhlas, for example, then people aren't going to believe you. So similarly, if you're doing a drama, if you're on stage, if your face doesn't line up with what you're saying, again, people are not going to believe you, and the suspension of reality will be broken. So we're going to do a little bit of an exercise, yeah, a very interesting one. Now, what I want you to do now is I want you to snap your face. Okay, so I want you to snap your face doing a really, really happy face. So snap that and just share it on the Padlet. Really, really happy. Let's try and get that. Really, really happy. Let's go. Mesti korang terkejut kan? Actually korang tak pernah suruh korang share muka korang kan? For me, it's like, oh, show your face, man. Show your face. All right. Nice. Okay. Happy face, tummy. Okay, good. 3 handsome guys in already, showing a very, very happy face. And let's go through after this. Once we've had quite a bit, let's go through why you feel that they look happy. Come on, we need to have more. There's more coming in. Let's go. It's not difficult. Tak payah tulis apa pun. Snap, pop, Hantar, terus upload saja. Very easy. Yay! All right. So Zama's in there as well. Okay, cepat, let's go. More people, more people coming in. All right. Hadayat, Puan Hadayat is there. Okay, mana pelajar-pelajar ni? Student kat mana? Come on. Okay, I'm going to do mine as well. Okay, where is that? Camera, go. Padlet. Okay. Snap my face in. Okay. Mine's a bit scary, but all right, okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 including myself. Come on. There are 50 people here. Come on. Come on, UiTM. Tunjukkanlah keberanian. Come on, guys, it's 4:16. We haven't even gotten to the Q&A yet. There's a lot more that we want to cover, yeah? Let's go. Okay, let's go. Cepat. I'm gonna wait for like 5 more people, and then we'll do a little bit of an analysis on why they are happy. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. We're gonna wait for another 20, no, another 10 seconds. After that, please stop submission because we're gonna have a look. Yeah, another 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, cepat. 2, 1. Okay, stop. Okay, thank you very much. Sekejap, let me just share screen. Share screen 2. Yeah, okay. All right, okay. So now, can anybody tell me what are some features that you can see about people who are happy? Cepat, anyone, turn on your mic and then just give an answer. Cepat, let's have some observations. On their face, how do you know that they're happy? What are the cues that tell you that they're happy? Cepat.
They're smiling.
They're
They're smiling.
smiling, yeah.
The
Their
eyes. What about the eyes? What can you see about the eyes?
Squint.
They're squinting, right?
Yeah.
They're squinting. So, what does that tell you? What does it tell you? What that tells you is if you smile, if you close this, can you tell if a person is smiling?
Actually, yes.
Yes.
Why?
Yes. Because
Because
of the eyes.
that's right. The smile has to reach the eyes. That's very important. So if you smile, your smile is like, I don't know how to do it because my smiles always go up here. So one of the things that you need to do, especially when you're acting, is when you act that you're happy, when you smile, you've got to make sure that it goes right all the way here. You can see. So they sort of like squint, yeah? Okay, what else do people do? So some people, they smile, they show their teeth. Generally, if you're really, really happy, how big is your smile? Do you see teeth? Generally, yes. So this is another one where if you smile, itu okay, but not really ecstatic. Now imagine when
Control.
you're pardon?
Control
Control.
you.
Alamak. Mana boleh control? Okay, so this now again, yeah. Remember, guys, when you act, now one of the things that you always need to remember is when you act, there are times when you need to exaggerate the facial expressions. Why? Because when you're on stage, people might not see that micro expression that you have on your face. So sometimes you need to exaggerate it. And here, how do you exaggerate? Well, you need to know what other things you need to look out for. So another one would be a really big, like people who are happy, right? Feel really, really happy. What do? They're they don't go like, I'm so happy. That's just weird. But what do? They're like, muka besar gitu, ini mulut besar. So the bigger that is normally, the happier they are. The smaller this is also, happier they are. If you kalau besar macam ni, it's a bit weird, right? Okay, so let's do another face. Okay, we're gonna do 3 faces for today. The second face that I want you to do is, okay, same QR code. Now I want you to do anger. Okay, be angry. Try and get anger into your face, snapshot, and send it to the same Padlet. Let's go. Anger. Come on. Anger. Feel it. And I'll do one myself. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Anger. Okay. 'Right. Nice. Come on, let's go. More. Let's have more. All right. Ooh. More. And then let's analyze how these faces are angry. Oh, I love this angry face. That's like, how do you feel angry? All right. Oh, whoa, look at that, man. Ah! Okay, come on, let's get, all right. Ooh, yo, okay. Now let's have a look and see what are some of the, let's have a few more coming in. Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on. A few more coming in. And then after that, we'll analyze the anger. So angry face. There are, actually, if you have a look, there are several ways that people express anger. Now let's have a look at what they are, yeah? Okay, all right. Okay. Okay. Okay, 30 seconds more. 15 seconds more. Come on, last chance to get your angry face in. Angry face, let's go. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Last call to press send. Last call. Okay, ready? Yeah. Okay, done. Thank you very much. All right, now let's have a look and let's analyze the angry faces and let's see if there are any similarities. Yeah. Now let's have a look. Now, first of all, let's have a look at the most obvious one. The most obvious one. The brow. That's the most obvious one. Tell me what has happened to the brow of all these lovely angry faces, except for this one right here. Not sure how that's angry. So that's like, that's Ayu punya angry, like You, I angry kat you tau. You jangan buat I marah. Okay. All right. Now, come on. Let's have a look. What's happening to the brow? What can you see? You can see this, right? You can see the furrowed lines around the brow. You can see that, right? So, any anger, usually you can find those lines here. So, one of the things that you have to be aware of in drama when you're acting is what muscles are activated when you are doing a certain expression. So here among them, you can see here, yeah, you can see almost all of them have some kind of thing going on here. Ada yang macam yang ada yang okay, but you can see all that, yeah. So that's one area. Now another area that I want you to itu heroin pukul 7 punya anger control. Okay, all right. Now let's have a look at another one. And what else can you tell me about angry faces? Cepat, siapa? Just if you don't want to speak, type it in and type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. Cepat. Okay, frowning. Okay, when we say frown, it's an easy thing to say, but what are the things that happen specifically when you frown? So again, we've talked about this one, right? That area right here, the brow. So the brow becomes furrowed. There are lines there. Okay. What else? Come on, cepat. Let's go. Flared nostrils. Okay, good. Flared nostrils. You punya biasa orang kita ni dia malu sikit nak kembangkan dia punya hidung dia. they're afraid to go. They're afraid to do that. Why? Because apa ni? Tengok hidung ni. Tengok hidung ni. They become so self-conscious. But flared nostrils, when your nostrils become big, is a thing. That happens when people are very angry. Why? Why is it that nostrils become bigger when people get angry? Cepat. Anyone answer.
Breathing control, hyperventilation. There's a lot of other things to explain the situation.
Okay, so controlling hyperventilation, not quite hyperventilation. Hyperventilation is when you have an excess of CO2. But I know what you're saying. What happens is when you're angry, your blood pressure goes up and also your heart starts beating faster. When your heart starts beating faster, it needs more oxygen. You see that? So when you need more oxygen, your nostrils flare to give more oxygen intake. So that's actually what happens to a person who becomes angry. So flared nostrils. Good. What else? Cepat, they're taking deeper breaths. No, actually, Azra, yeah, that's a really interesting thing to say. They need more oxygen also because when you're angry, you don't go, I'm angry. You don't. Normally, what happens to breathing when you're angry? Right? That's what happens, right? So they're taking shallower breaths. And that's also the reason why they need more oxygen. Okay, good. So you have the pout. So some people, they pout. The pouting is a little bit like... a bit sexy. Not sure if angry people pout. Pouting maybe a bit merajuk lah, like abang ni ngadu lah. Good try. The lips. Okay, now people who are angry, what happens to their lips? Good. Syahira, bukan Syahira, siapa? Okay, Puan Hidayat. What happens to people's lips when they're angry? Have a look. What happens?
Yeah, I think they are a bit pursed for some people.
Yes.
Like,
So when you're angry, you went good. It's an action that happens here, everywhere. Tension within the jaw, cheek, and also this. So when you're tense, that becomes pursed. So when you're angry, unless you're shouting, when what you will find is that this is actually closed and you're this. And another one that you have to look out for is this. When people are angry, their jawline goes up. It's clenched. So these things happen when a person is angry. Now, these are very, very important things, because if you just do this, like, oh, I'm angry, it, it doesn't come across. So when you want to inhibit a character, when you want to portray a character and the character is angry, you need to know what are the cues that people use when they're angry. Okay, we don't have time to do another one. I wanted to do another one, but it's only 4:30 already. Oh my God. Oh, time flies. Okay, all right. So now, why again? Okay, let me just stop sharing my screen. Stop sharing. Okay, all right. Now, again, why is that important? That's really, really important, because people can just read your face and immediately tell what's going on. On stage, when you're acting, people look at your face. Whatever you say, they look at your face, they know what's going on. In fact, when we talk about, remember, when we talk about verbal, one of the things that I tell my students is, for verbal, you want to make a blind man cry. So a blind man can't see, but he can hear you. And because of the depth of your voice modulation, so much feeling comes in, he can cry. The opposite now is the success criteria for nonverbal is you want to make a deaf person cry. So meaning to say, even if he can't hear anything, by just looking at the power of what's on your face, in your body, he can know immediately what is going on. And we're going to be looking at this very specifically after this when we're going to study one very important acting technique. But before we do that, let's go on and talk about this one right here. When we talk about the body, we're not going to have time to do a hands-on for this one, but I want you to think about this, yeah? I want you to think about, okay, so try this out on yourself now. Imagine that you are a very confident person on top of the world, and everything is going the right way for you. You are awesome. Now, put that in your head. You are awesome and you are number one. Now, I want you to have a look at how you are sitting when you are feeling that confidence. I want you to do that now. Imagine that. Imagine your confidence. Imagine that you can do anything. Get that into your head. Embody that. And now I want you to have a look and tell me, how are you sitting right now? How would a confident person sit? Okay. Anybody? Let's ask a few people. This one, no time for face for what do you call it? Hands-on, but I'm still gonna call people. Haziq, Haziq Hilmi, how are you? How do you feel when you're sitting down and you are confident? Come on, let's go. Cepat.
So when I'm confident, I guess I won't slouch, because slouching is doesn't.
Good.
Yeah, I don't slouch. If I'm in a class, my eye contact, I focus my neck, posture, everything is straight,
Okay,
facing
very good.
towards
Thank you very
the
much. All right,
objective.
give a
Yeah.
round of applause. Right, good. So that's exactly it. When you are feeling confident, you will find that your body is straight. You will find that this goes up you'll find that this goes back. You'll find that you're holding your neck up high, straight. Can you see that? So when you talk to yourself, when you want to portray a confident character is always upright. Now, I'm going to tweak this a little bit, and you tell me if you think that this changes anything. So I'm sitting straight, but I'm doing this. Okay. Now, do you feel that I've suddenly lost a little bit of the confidence that I had before? What do you think? I'm still sitting straight, but what am I doing? I'm just... Okay, come, tell me, yes or no? Yes or no? Have I changed in terms of the confidence that I'm portraying? This is the initial one, and this is the other one. Okay, type in yes if you think that it has changed and it's gone down, or N if it hasn't changed and it's still the same. Go, hurry up. Definitely, right? Definitely. Definitely. Now, so when you want to portray a character who's confident, imagine that there is a string which is pulling you up. Nampak tak? So the string pulls you up, you're sitting straight. That's confidence. Now, I want you to now feel like you're a loser. Give it a try. Give it a try for a while. Feel like you're a loser, and nothing is going your way. You're gonna fail your exams again. What's the point? I want you to look and feel what your body is feeling right now. Okay, now tell me. You can actually see that I've actually transformed even my very, very fast. Even the way that I speak has changed. Do you notice that? I'm speaking a bit slower, I'm speaking a bit softer, and okay. What's happened to my body? What's happened to my body? What's happened to my body, guys? Come on, cepat. What's happened to my body? How do you know that a person's not feeling confident or not feeling good? What's happening? Slouch. Good. So slouch, yeah? What else? Slouched, maybe not. You can even do this. Whatever it is, it's slouched. Fidgeting is this is fidgeting. Fidgeting is fidgeting is uneasiness. Okay, face down. That's very, very important. Face down. Where before this it was face up, now it's face down. So what else? Have I made my body look smaller, or have I made my body look bigger? This is a very important lesson.
Smaller.
Smaller, right? This is a very important lesson. In terms of body language, a person who's feeling dominant will make his body bigger. This is why, if you notice, like guys know this, right? Guys know this. You know, when when a pretty girl walks by, aku tahu. Aku pun buat dulu. So when a pretty girl walks by, what do? Huh? You tak ada je, hey girl, peewee, peewee. You don't do that, right? You suddenly go, ni jadi besar, ni jadi tinggi, you know, ni keluar sikit. Why do we do that? What's the function of this? Kepak ni. Why do we do that? We're making our body bigger, more dominant. So always remember this. Size equals power. Height equals power. The higher you are, the bigger you are, not the fatter, yeah? The bigger you are, the more powerful you are. The lower you are, kalau you pernah tengok orang kena marah tak? Kalau kena marah macam mana? Kalau orang tu kena marah, you biasa tengok orang macam ni ke? Tak. Orang kena marah macam mana? Macam ni. Lagi kecil dia kata. So less size equals less power. So this is one of the things that you need to remember as you go along in your acting. Okay? Huyo, lagi 20 minit lagi. Okay, all right. How are we doing? Are you having fun so far? Yes or no? Type in Y if yes. Type in N if you think this sucks. Yes. All right. Awesome. Thank you for many, many Ys. Okay. Now, let's go on to the next one where we talk about unleashing latent drama skills. And within the last bits, again, like I said, this is actually like a few lessons that I'm rolling into one. I'm trying to cover quite a few things. We haven't even gotten to the challenges yet, but this one is very, very important. I want to focus on character and character development because I truly believe that characterization, how you see and portray the character, is 50% of the drama process. Just you inhabiting the character. And I'm going to introduce to you something which you might not know from before. And I want to tell you about this term called method acting. And method acting is it's a philosophy, it's a method of it's a certain school of acting. You think, oh yo, acting ni ada banyak jenis ke? I do. There are actually quite a few philosophies on acting, but I'm very interested in method acting. And method acting was actually theorized by a guy called Konstantin Stanislavski. So if you hear the word Stanislavski, then you know that that's usually about method acting. And Stanislavski, he theorized in his school, how he trains people who go to his acting school is, in order to portray a character effectively, one must become the character. That's basically the gist of method acting. In order to feel what the character feels, one must go through the process of feeling what the character feels. In order for you to portray anger, for example, from the character, one must understand why the character is angry. If the character is portraying happiness, one must understand why is the character feeling happiness. So basically, this school of acting actually says that when you are in character, you're not just surface acting. So when you talk about method acting, you are inhibiting the character. You're feeling real feelings that the character feels. So if a character is supposed to feel angry, you get angry. Like it's happening to you in your own body. And how people do that is you can do that in a few ways. Number one is you can do that by making connections to your own experiences. So let's say, for example, you need to portray somebody who's angry, and how do you get yourself in that frame of mind? You access memories and relive those times where you felt angry, and you build up that emotion of anger, and then you do the scene. And when you're doing the scene, it's not just you acting angry, you're actually angry. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is called method acting. It is a very powerful method because it makes you appreciate your characters more. So as an actor who's doing drama, you don't just go, oh, this scene is calls somebody who's supposed to be happy, I'm going to do happy. This scene calls for a bit of anger, I'm just going to fake anger. So it's because we've made that human connection. And an interesting fact, some people, they take method acting to another degree. If you Google this, you can actually find some people who write about this. Some actors, they get in when they shoot a film, for example, they get into character and they don't break character. So if the character was a mafia boss, even when they're outside of the shooting, they stay in character. So that some people do that. One method actor who does that is Daniel Day-Lewis from The Last of the Mohicans. So he does that. However, that is not recommended to everyone. Now, there's another school of method acting from the US by Stella Adler, where you don't necessarily connect it to your own experiences, but you get into the shoes of the character and you imagine what they go through, their backstory and so on. So you feel a simulated emotion. So that is Stella Adler's method of method acting. Yeah. So that's if you're interested in knowing more about this, Google the term method acting, and there's quite a lot that you can learn from that. Yeah. Now, here are some questions or some guides into. Now, this is something which in my experience is not usually done by novice actors. Novice actors, they look at the script and they go, okay, this is what I need to talk about, and then done. But you have to ask, if you're doing, for me, you need to know about your character. You need to know, what does the character look like? What costume does he wear? Facial expression. Does he generally look angry? Does he generally look happy? Does he generally look neutral? If he's angry, why is he angry? What would his daily life look like? What would make him happy? And you can make connections to your own happiness. What would make you happy? And map these feelings. What would make him sad? What would make him angry? Does he have any trauma? So you can see right now that here you're actually doing a bit more work. It's not just about reading a script. Now you're doing work on the character. You're fleshing out what the character looks like. What does he feel like? Who is he or she? What? Where does this person come from? For example, a person in Malaysia, a person who is from Kelantan, for example, may have different reactions to people who are from Johor, for example. So these things all come into play when you try to understand the character. Other things that you can do to analyze character can be things like physical character analysis. How does he move? What's his body language? Is he like this, or is he like this, or is he like this? The body variations, the facial expressions, the way he walks. Does he stutter? Does he stutter a bit? And is he not really confident? Yeah. Does he talk and then he talk? Or if you want, like Marlon Brando acting the Godfather, this is how he talks. So how does he sound? Is he sniveling? Is he wiping his nose? Does he have an annoying habit? He talks for a while and he goes, I think, yeah, yeah. And then he, does it. So what are the things that he does? So this itself is part of how you get into character, and it's part of how you play the drama. Oh, nampak tak? Huyo, banyaknya benda yang nak kena belajar ni. But that's exactly how you make the character go alive. The more you visualize these things, the more you get in sync with your character, and the better you can portray your character on stage or in front of the camera, whatever. Yeah. Other things, character analysis, the voice. Remember just now Mika? Remember Mika sounded so different when I told go lower. Go lower. And then suddenly he went, oh, hello. It changes. And that's because, okay, for example, speaking, this is how I normally speak. But if I want to get authority from someone, like there are times when I want to show this is in real life. Yeah, I told you drama in real life. What do? I make my voice go lower. I say to that, Dek, tolong bagi ni satu. Yang tu. Okay, thanks. Oh, lain dengan Dek, boleh tak bagi saya satu? Yang tu. Nampak tak? It's very different. I say the same thing, but the first time I said it was very low, very authoritative, no nonsense. That's my character. Versus this one, very nice. So the voice variations will change a lot of the dynamics of the character. Difference in voice, pitch, tone, melody, accents. Ayo, accent pun ada, betul. Tapi one thing which you have to learn is if you want to do accents, you have to really, really do them well. Kalau tidak, berterabur nanti orang kelakar je. Contohnya orang Kelantan, contohnya kalau orang bukan orang Kelantan, dia nak cakap bahasa Kelantan. Lepas tu dia rasa macam dia terror. Tapi sebenarnya bila cakap tu orang kata bunyi macam siam. Orang gelakkan dia tak tahu. And if you talk like siam, on stage, people are just going to laugh at you. So remember that if you want to do accents, you've really got to practice them. This is why professional actors, they hire voice coaches, accent coaches. This is very important, guys. Can you imagine that? Paying thousands of ringgit or thousands of dollars just to learn how to speak with an accent or how to make yourself sound powerful or sound weak. All this, the things that I'm teaching right now, people pay thousands of ringgit to learn. Yeah. Another thing that you want to think about is when you do character analysis, is thoughts. What's going on in his head? What is he thinking? What is he feeling? Is he comfortable? Is he agitated? Is he at peace? And what about his background? What about his socio-economic status? Prasanta, yeah? Socio-economic status actually is very important. Orang miskin, orang kaya, cara dia interaksi dia berbeza. It's very different. Number one, because one of them is desperate, the other one is not so desperate. That helps actually to shape the experience. Level of education, the trauma, and I'm looking at my clock here. I have 8 more minutes. Cepat betul. This is the thing that let's do this one together, shall we? Let's do one character analysis. This is going to be an interesting guy. Okay, all right, guys. Now I want you to have a look at this guy, and I want you to type in what you think this guy is, who he is. Apa-apa je. Any thoughts on that? I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Type saja apa-apa. Type that in right now. Go, hurry up. Type that in. Type that in the chat box. So he's ranting, homeless. Okay, what else? He's angry at something. Yeah. Angry plus annoyed. Might be a druggie. What do you think his life story is? Cepat. What do you think what's his life story? What do you think is his life story? He's edgy. Okay, negative. Why is he like this? He's probably has an angry issue. Okay, what else? He's failed. Okay, so yeah, okay, so he hates the world. He hates the rich people maybe. He's done with the world. He's struggling. What else? Give me some more. Give me some depth. He's disappointed. What is he disappointed with? Come on, give me some depth. Society. Give me some more. Give me some more. What else? Nicotine addict. Okay, probably doesn't give a damn. Cepat. Anything else? Anything else? I'm thinking that once upon a time, this guy was rich. He was really rich, and then he lost everything because his partners betrayed him and threw him on the street. And since then, he has not learned to trust anybody. So anybody walks by, he says, "Screw you" to everyone because he's so bitter. Now, what did we do? We actually put in a lot of assumptions, but that is exactly what you do It's exactly what you do when you are acting. You actually make assumptions. Yeah, you make assumptions on what a character is, who they are, what drives them. So when we do this exercise of character analysis, this is another technique that you should try and do when you read a script. Who is this person? What drives him? What would he do in this particular situation? How would he sound like? Yeah. So I did a few more things. There were a few more things, but yeah, I wanted to do all this with you guys, tapi. Touch mas. Very, very interesting. Yeah. Okay, all right. So now we've got 5 more minutes, and I'm going to go through very, very fast something which I want you all to do. Yeah. So in preparing for and when preparing for anything, any drama, make sure you read the script. Read the script from the beginning to the end. Jangan malas. Jangan baca sikit-sikit lepas tu tak tahu apa. Jangan. Beginning to the end. Tak kira lah buku ke apa ke. If you have to do it, read it from the beginning to the end. Why? Because you need to understand your character. If you just buat sikit-sikit, you will not get into the depth of the character. Your portrayal will be very weak. So you need to read the script from beginning to the end. Next, you need to think about how you want to portray the script. Usually the director will be the one who decides this. I remember for you guys, I think you guys have to do something. You guys have to adapt a play or something, right? Adapt a script and then make your own script based on that one, right? Betul tak? And that's one of the things that you have to do. So one of the things that you have to do is, are you going to take it wholesale? Are you going to make it your own by adding your own personal touches? Is it a tragedy? Do you want to keep it as a tragedy, or is it a tragedy and you want to make it a comedy? So these are the things that you need to do, and you need to think about way beforehand, yeah? So have a discussion, read through the whole thing, and discuss with the whole cast. Everybody needs to be on the same page. This is when we talk about production later on, yeah? And one of the things that you really need to do is you need to do a group read through, which is everybody sitting down in a circle, just reading the lines. Read the lines, and the director will be there and he'll be going, okay, try this. So this is very big. This is very important. Before you even start acting, to just be sitting down, going through lines together. Don't skip this step. This step is extremely important, yeah? Right, so the final few minutes now. And we're going to go to the challenges in the new era. We don't have time to do the code. I'm just going to go through very, very fast. Yeah. So what are some of the challenges? And I'm sure that you faced these challenges during the MCO, right? Everybody has moved to an online platform, and you have things like, technical problems, the camera not working and whatever. So some of the problems that you may have is, number one, communication is not in real time. Next, you can have things like technical problems, internet connection, hardware problems. There is a lack of uniformity in the performance, people on different volume settings, different timing sequences, different lighting, different moods. And there is generally a lack of immersion. And this is something that we need to overcome. And how do we overcome this? Last 2 minutes here. Ini tak sempat nak ada Q&A.
It's okay, Dr. Abdullah. We can
Yes.
give you some extra time if you don't mind.
Okay, all right. So
Sure.
I'll try and finish this as soon as I can.
All right.
I'm going
okay.
through, and then I'll take a few questions, yeah? But we've used the time fully for today. Now, the skills, how do we overcome this? There are a new set of skills that we need as actors in post-COVID-19 performance. They are, of course, video editing, sound editing, green screen, camera awareness, and if you're doing a hybrid, so meaning to say that not doing Zoom calls, but rather you're performing in front of a camera with maybe a few people within one place. Then how to set the stage. So these are some of the skills that you need. Here are some guidelines for drama in the new norm. And number one is, it's very important for this, yeah? You need to be very creative, especially, we don't know when. Now, this is the thing, guys. In post C19, we don't know when the next strain is going to wipe out mankind. It's a very real threat. Bukan setakat, oh, kita dah cucuk booster, dah happy dah. Suddenly, next thing you know, the virus evolves and there comes a killer one. We're back in our shells again and another PKP. We don't know. So we need to be able to think on our feet. You need to be flexible. Whatever we have, we try to do. Whatever tools we have, we use. So allow yourself to be creative and allow yourself to be flexible. Another, if you're doing a drama performance, which is not just you alone, but with other people, you have to standardize procedures, meaning to say that normally the one at the top, the producer will pass it down to maybe the director or whatever, but somebody needs to standardize procedures, meaning to say things like, when do you turn on your camera? When do you turn off your camera? When do you turn on the mic? When do you turn off the mic? Things like this. It seems silly, right? But if you don't have this coordination, everything is going to be berterabur. So that's why it's very important that we do this, yeah? Another one that we need to do is we need to treat virtual performances like live performance. It's just a different format, but the focuses are a bit different. Remember, for live acting, the focus is for your whole body, right? From the top to the bottom, the stage, everything. For live performance, it now goes down to just this. Everything needs to be here. That's why the face and the top part of your body is so important. It's more important than ever. So that's why I stressed greatly on doing work on the facial expressions, because in the new norm, that's where the drama is going to lie. Yeah. But whatever it is, you've got to treat the performance like a live performance. One thing, though, that is awesome in this new norm is the availability of the script. Why? Because you can actually have the script in front of you now. Tak payah nak hafal sangat. During the days of face-to-face live performances, if you don't memorize the script, what's going to happen? And you're going to go like line. You guys know that, right? Line. So normally there are prompters just behind the curtains to prompt you the lines, yeah? But for now, we have the script in front of us. So you've got to make sure, however, that it's not obvious that you are reading. So what do? Here are some tips. Number one is get your script as close as you can to your camera. So if it's like, okay, so this, for example, if I put it here now I'm looking at the camera, I'm looking at the paper, but it's not too far away from looking at the camera, right? It's almost the same. It's almost the same. But if I were to make it go here, now you can immediately see I'm not talking to you anymore, right? And if it's down here, you tengok ni. Even if you put your camera at the top and the script at the bottom, this is what it's going to look like. Am I looking at you? I'm not, right? I'm looking at the script and it feels that I don't feel it. So you've got to really bring it close up to very, very close to the camera. Only then can you make sure that you are looking at the area of the camera. So that's a very important lesson that you need to do. So it's always good for you to memorize, but if it's not That's just the safety net, okay? Beware of over-dependence. Don't over-depend on that. Now we're almost finishing. Now, always be aware of this one as well. In the new norm, you have to talk about camera angles. Camera angles and distance to the camera. Remember that right now you don't have a stage, but what do? You have distance from the camera. So there are parts when you can be further away. There are parts when you can stand and be further away. There are parts when you want to whisper conspiration and you're like, oh yes, what are you thinking? So it's a more immersive experience if you know how to use it. So always experiment. What does being this far from the camera feel like? What does this being this close to the camera feel like? Everything has its differences. You have to learn how to practice that. And this is very, very important. Lighting. I wanted to do a breakout session, tapi tak sempat. Lighting is so very important. Don't skimp on lighting. Don't skimp on lighting. Jangan kedekut. I'll show you why. Now, this is my setup. See? I have a light there. I have that at the back. Can you see that? That sort of creates a halo effect. Can you see that? That one at the back there, that sort of like creates that halo effect. It focuses on this. And I have some light coming from here as well. I have that light going there. I have some more lights up there. Mana tu? Up where is that? Ada kat belakang tu. There's another light. And I have lights down here and down here if I need them. Why is it that I use so many lights? That's because, number one, it makes you clearer to see. But number two, light determines mood. I'll give you an example, yeah? Sekejap. Let me just do something. I'm going to close the curtain. Okay. And I'm going to close one light source. All right. Hang on. Okay. Hey, Google, turn off the lights. Oh, tak boleh juga tu. Sekejap. Okay, I'll just try this. Okay. So I've closed this now. What has happened to the mood? What has happened to that? Suddenly very suram, right? The mood has totally changed. And I can change it even more by adding some more light effects. So here's one. And then just going to see if I can do it. Okay. So normally have the light from one source. Now, can you see this? That gives another mood. So normally, when we talk about sinister, mysterious, you can have a source from side.
Sorry, doctor, your mic is too far away from you.
Okay. Now you can hear me, yeah? Okay, all right. So now, what was I saying? Okay, so here, having the light from this side, now this is what you have to do. You need to experiment with the lighting. This side has one, this side is, hang on, let me just try. Hey, Google, turn off the lights. Okay. So, you see, that's one. Another one, now this one is a favorite from, this is a favorite of people going camping. Okay, so what what does this light do? You know this one, right? that gives this spooky sort of light, right? And of course, direct light here, direct. And let me just put this back where it belongs. Up here. Hey, Google, turn on the lights. Oops, sekejap. Okay, sekejap All right. We're more or less back to what we were doing. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is is a very simple technique of using lighting to get the mood. So you saw the difference, like full natural lighting, what it looks like, close the curtain, oppressive lighting, with lighting on one side, mysterious, from the bottom, spooky. You have this, the normal soft light, then you look a lot better. So always, so make sure that you don't skimp on lighting. You don't have to get professional lighting, but make sure that you have plenty of light sources to play around with. Yeah, especially if you're doing a virtual drama. Okay. And last few ones is I've got 2 more slides to do. One is, please make sure that you have a stage manager. There has to be one person who is running the show. Otherwise, it will fall apart. It's the same as you would have when you're doing a stage presentation. There has to be someone who knows what's going to happen when, what's to say this, what comes out, whatever. So this person, the stage manager, is very, very important. Remember, coordination, especially right now when everything is virtual, you can't just go, hey, you do this, hey, you do that. You can't. So this person is very, very important. And lastly, think about costumes. What are some of the things that you do? As much as possible, try to match the costumes to the period that you are working in without making it look funny. Now, this is always a very fine balance. Sometimes people try too hard and it becomes funny. So, so try and have a look what is available and how you can make everything come together as a costume. All right. That's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So a little bit out of the designated time, but I feel like we've done quite a bit, I think. Now, let's go and see if there are any questions that have been asked. Yeah? Okay. So question number 1 is, how to, okay, let's see. How to end, I will present this. And here are questions that you have, yeah? Mana tadi tu? Hang on. Where is my, okay. Share, screen 2, share. Okay, so let's have a look at the questions. Ayo. Sekejap no, I haven't reached the end of this presentation. Come on. Okay, where are we? We are 9. Present this again. Okay. Is this the last one? Improv. 1/9, 2/9. Okay, all right. Okay, first one is, improv is fun, sure. Role playing is fun too. Why won't people want to do role play these days? Okay. So role play. Now, the person who asked me this question, improv is fun. Role playing. Why won't people want to do role play these days? Could you explain a little explain a little bit about what do you mean by why won't people do role play? What exactly is the question here? When and what exactly are you referring to? The person who asked this question, please, can you just clarify this? Tak ada. Okay. Yes. So I'm not sure. Now, I'm not sure what this means. Why won't people want to do role play these days? Because that's anything is role play. So I'm not quite sure what that means. But I'm just thinking why people won't act these days or why people are afraid. Usually it's to do with their perception on not wanting to be embarrassed. So one of the so I don't know if that's the right answer for this, but one of the biggest problems that we have in the Malaysian context there, I've studied and taught in a few different countries. In Malaysia, it is very hard to get students to do this sort of thing because culturally, Malaysian students are not raised to stand out. Meaning to say that if you do anything that's different from anybody else, you akan malu. So everybody has to conform. Like if you do something that somebody else doesn't do, people will AJ you, they will do these things. So you're different. If you go to a New Zealand or an English or British environment, kids, they love to get themselves out there. So another one, for example, is when you ask a teacher asks a question. Here in Malaysia, what happens when teacher asks a question? What do the students do? Diam aja kan, betul tak? In the UK or New Zealand, in basically English-speaking countries, as far as I know, where my experience, teacher asks a question, you know what they do? Me, miss, me. That's what they do. Seriously, that's what they do. And they can get the answer wrong. They don't care. As long as teacher gives them the opportunity to talk and to contribute. So that's a cultural thing, yeah? So that's hoping that sort of answers that just a little bit. Okay, how to end a drama or scene with a powerful cliffhanger. So let's break down what is let's break down a story. Yeah, a story. What does a story have? A story, if you have, so this is the starting point, and it goes up, right? Rising action. Yep, rising action, and then you have the climax, and then after that, when it goes down, it's the falling action or the denouement. Now, how do you end a drama or a scene with a powerful cliffhanger is that just after the climax, you cut the you cut the story. So there is no resolution. People always want a resolution. So that's how you create a cliffhanger. Have no resolution. So there people are asking, what happened? What happened? What happened? So that's how you do that, yeah? Okay, is there such a thing as a bad actor and bad actress? What makes a good actor? So, is there such a thing as a bad actress? Yes, Amber Heard. No. Yes, there is such a thing as a bad actor, bad actresses. You know, some people they can't act. I don't know if you know this, but Amy Search was a horrible actor. Um, not because I hate Amy Search. Amy Search is awesome. He sings, he's really good, and maybe his later work is okay. But if you have a look, if you watch any of his movies dulu-dulu, Isabella lah, apa, during that time, I was still quite young. I don't know whether you've seen them. You'll find that that's the expression, berlakon macam kayu. You take a kayu and then you suruh dia berlakon, Amy Search lakon macam tu lah dia. So, um, that yes, there is such a thing as good and bad actresses. What makes them good or what makes them bad? Now, again, we talked about that before. Good actors can inhibit their characters. They can persuade other people that they are that character, and the things that happen to the character are happening to them. So good actors can always do this well. What's the hardest part in teaching drama to students? Ooh, that's a nice question. Two parts of the question. Hardest part of teaching students how to use drama to teach. That's me trying to teach my students how to use drama. That's very difficult in an online environment. So difficult. Drama is always hands-on. If it's not hands-on, you're taking away from the experience. No matter how good your setup is, drama is meant to be experienced face to face. Yeah. Hardest part about teaching drama to students, I think, could be teaching students to let go of their fears. They're always afraid of, dia takut dia buat macam tu dia kena gelak. So they always hold back. When they hold back, they don't do a good performance. So teaching them to not hold back and really put themselves into the whole thing, for me, that's the hardest part. How not to take it personally when you act in a drama? Very simple. Tell yourself that you're acting. That's actually a very good question. Some people dia terbawa-bawa. When somebody said something to them in the drama and they're like, kau cakap dengan aku benda tu. No, actually, you have to make this very clear. Anytime you're in a drama situation, always tell them, I'm not talking to you, or that person's not talking to you. That person's character is talking to your character. So one of the things that is good about drama in education is that you have a mask, not a literal mask, but that person who's speaking is not you. And there are many instances where shy students suddenly become not shy. Why? Because they're not them. They're free to become whoever they want to be. So some students, they thrive in this, yeah? So how not to take it personally? Well, character to character, not person to person. How to effectively deliver our emotions, especially crying on cue. Oh my God. Crying is so hard. I've managed to do it maybe like a few times, but let me tell you, it's not something I enjoy because for me to cry, I have to go deep and I have to dig into my own traumas. I really don't enjoy that. So when I can't squeeze tears on cue without going through some form of depression myself. So that's something where actors have to learn how to protect themselves. So what I can say is that as much as possible, remember to try and inhabit your character, become your character. When you understand why your character does a certain thing and how your character deals with situations, then the feelings that come up will become genuine. When you have genuine feelings, you don't have to act. They are real feelings. So that's a part of method acting, yeah? Again, crying on cue, that's a bit difficult. One of the things which but some actors, they know how to deliver lines that sound so sad, but without them crying. It could be that they say something very sad, but they just say it in a natural way. But the fact that they're saying it in a natural way even breaks your heart even more, if you get what I mean. So you can explore, try and see what works. So acting is exploration, yeah? Okay, how do you tell a story effectively? How do tones and expressions work in storytelling? To tell a story effectively, you need to understand how a story works. You need to understand that when you tell a story is not told blah 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 and finished. You never have that. That's not an interesting story. A story has parts where you want to keep the audience listening to you, wanting to know what happened next. What happened next? What happened next? This wanting to know what happened next is what tells a good story. How do you do it? Among the ways is use voice modulation. Among the ways is keeping them in suspense. I'll give you an example, yeah? I gave you an example before, but this is another one now. Okay. First one is done without the emotion, yeah? So first one. He walked to the car and he opened the car door. And when he opened the car door, he sat down and he looked in his rear view mirror and he could see nothing. He walked to his car. Click, clap, click, clap, left, right, left, right. It was deadly silent. He could hear the wind howling, and he thought, that's strange. The wind doesn't really howl at this time of night. And he looked left and he looked right and could feel a certain sense of uneasiness. He took out his car key and he opened the door. And when the door opened with a click, he jumped a little bit, surprised at how loud the clicking was on the door. Again, he looked left and he looked right. Something appeared to be off. So he opened the car door and he sat down. And still he couldn't fight off the feeling. And he started to look up at the rearview mirror. He reached out to the rearview mirror. And boom! Okay, that was a jump scare. Now, okay, how did you feel about the difference between the first story and the second story? What was different about the first story and the second story? Anybody? Cepat, come on, let's go. Come on, put that in the chat. What was different about the first story and the second story? Chat, hurry up, cepat. You want to finish this? Come on.
No tones and expression. Just
okay, the tones and expressions. Okay, right. So tones and expressions was one thing. What were the other things? What were the other things that I used? Did I use the same? Did I
describing the surroundings.
Yeah, I didn't just tell what he did. I explained. I made you be with him. Do you realize that? Every time there was a step by step, and it was like there was a camera and you were following him, and you're like, and when he stopped, you stopped. When he turned left, you turned left, you turned right. And when he heard the wind, you heard the wind. And when he was, you felt. So the crux of a good story, effective storytelling, is bringing the people who are hearing into your world. What's happening to the character you share. Anything that the character is feeling, you share, but don't share it in a boring way. Yeah. So that is how you tell a good story. Keep them wanting to know. Okay. How do you differentiate between somebody who's acting and faking something? Yeah, this is kind of if you're talking about real life, then it depends on how good a liar they are. Some people are very good at lying. So in real life, they can lie to you and feel nothing. So How can you tell? Let's just say good actors can be good liars. Bad actors, oh man, they just act bad. Yeah. So how do you differentiate? Well, just have a look at how they are portraying the character, and if you believe it, they're good. If you don't believe it, they're bad. Must know acting tips for beginners. Do your work, get into the proper frame of mind, read the script, understand the characters. So those are the things, and explore facial expressions and explore voice modulation. So these are the things. Okay, if I were interested to become a TV commercial actor, where do I start? What field should I pursue next? Unfortunately, I don't know because I'm a lecturer. So I wouldn't know where to begin here. But what I do know is this: in the current age of social media, it is easier than ever to establish your niche, but it's just harder because there are more people doing it. If you want to become a TV commercial actor, put out videos out there that are similar to the work that you want to do. Build up a following on social media, whether through TikTok or through YouTube, whatever. Produce the work that you want to get into on your social media so that when people discover your social media, they discover you. Okay, so that's probably the best advice that I could give for that. How to remember your lines better. Oh my God, this is hard. I hated this. I always got this wrong. Well, number one, repetition, repetition, repetition. So that one, memang you cannot escape. I have to repeat. Number two, don't just remember your lines in a silo. Remember your lines as a part of a story where it's not just you reading lines, it's you experiencing life. So once you say this, you know that another person's supposed to respond to this. Or when somebody says something, you're responding to that person. So as much as you can, make it a natural response situation, not just hafal, 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 blah, 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 hafal, blah. So that's a very novice way of doing it. The better you are at relating to the others, which is basically the more you are invested in the character, the more you understand the story, the better you will remember your lines. And one thing which I try and always do is I try to map the lines to certain events and to certain feelings. So let's say, for example, that for this line, I know that, okay, let's say, for example, the character gets angry here and he thinks about this person here. So I do that. So I make connections to my own head on what I'm supposed to be feeling. And so the more connections I have, the better I can remember the lines. And last but not least, remember, always try and be flexible. Meaning to say, if somebody forgets their lines, if you forget your line, try and say something that you know something is supposed to happen next. You can't remember exactly what the line is. Say whatever you can remember, and the other person, if somebody says something different, don't panic. Tiba-tiba, don't do that. Go with the flow. So when you go with the flow, this has happened so many times, even to professional actors, it happens. What do? Just roll with it and see what happens. Okay, guys, that's pretty much it from me. I'm hoping that you enjoyed that. Now I'm just gonna share this with you before I pass it back to the organizers. Sekejap, stop sharing. And can you guys see my screen? Yep. Okay. Hopefully you can see my screen. So please keep in touch with me. A few ways. Number one is there's my email right there, abdullahmnawi@utm.my. I'm also on Facebook, my name, Dr. A. I'm also on Instagram, but I haven't been active for quite a while. I'm on Twitter, but I haven't been active for quite a while. And also I have a company where I do training, communication training as well, called AMN Inspire. And that website is www.amninspire.com, where I train people how to communicate. And some of my clients have been surprisingly politicians, some have been executives, some have been CEOs, some have been just normal students who want to do better. Yeah, so whatever it is, there's always a niche there. And also, please follow me on on this. I've been taking hiatus for a while on my YouTube, but I'd love it if you were to go in there and you were to subscribe. There, I do videos on general interest. I also do videos on communication, public speaking, language learning, and all that. So it would be great. So I've just shared the link at the chat. So if you can see down there, it's youtube.com/C/Abdullah Muhammad Nawi. Yep. So Ponzama, if you could just share that link later on with everybody, it'll be really good. Once this semester is over, I'm going to start producing again. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for sticking with me to the end. I enjoyed my session greatly with you guys, and I hope that you guys enjoyed your session with me. Back to you, Ponzama.
Yeah, we surely did. We surely did enjoy. Time does indeed fly when we are having fun, doesn't it?
It does.
Okay, a very enlightening, eye-opening, engaging 2 hour and 40-minute session. 40 minutes that we had, and I'm sure all of us have learned a lot today. I have. Yeah. So we appreciate you addressing all the questions, Dr. A. Right, I'm sure you know how to reach Dr. A with all the contacts displayed. I will share with the students later. All right,
Okay.
Dr. A. Okay, before we end the session, can everyone please switch on the camera? Let's have a photo shoot.
Yay!
Yeah. I have to applaud Hanif. He's been on camera right from the beginning.
Right from the
Champion
beginning.
Hanif.
Awesome
Yes.
work, Hanif. Yay!
Okay, Puan Hidayat, can you help me with this?
Yeah.
Snap the
Sure.
photo. Come on, guys.
Sure.
Camera on. Lagi.
Screenshot.
Yeah, wait for a while. On dulu, cepat. Yay. Okay.
Okay, a bit more. At least I get one full screen.
Yeah, once.
A bit more. The guys, you don't have to, be shy, and you don't have to wear
Payah pakai tudung
hijab.
kan? The guys.
So
Baru sibuk nak pakai tudung.
The girls jangan tertutup dengan towel pula kan? Panik. Alright. Okay, so freestyle.
ready, 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. Ready, 1, 2, smile.
Yay! All right. Thank you very much. I guess that's the end of our session. Have a nice weekend, everyone. We'll see you again.
Thank you, everyone.
We'll see you again, Dr. A.
Bye.
Thank you, Doctor.
Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
And
Thank you,
Thank you,
Doctor.
Doctor.
Bye.
Madam Hidayat, Macam Zama, and Dr.
Welcome.
Anis.
Bye.
Bye.
Attendance, jangan lupa korang both on YouFuture for my class and also the form.
Same here, okay? Please sign attendance for my class too.
And the feedback form. Wajib. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, Dr. Anis, thank
Bye,
you.
sama-sama. Hidayat, bye.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Nanti I share kemudian because I need to compile dulu.
Sure. Alright, relax dulu. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Bye.